What's up guys, Gary Dixon GTR here, and today we are going to be reviewing a Mazda 3. It's a 2008 model. It is the 1.6 Takara, I think I'm saying that right, Takara. It's just below the middle sort of spec. I think it's about 3 up from basic. It has, like I say, the 1.6 engine. It's got 103 brake horse. 0 to 60 is 10.6, I think. It has a fuel economy of apparently 36 to 40, but I've covered about 1,500 miles in it so far, and I'm averaging like 50 miles to the gallon, which is pretty good for a 1.6 petrol, to be fair. That's a mixture of motorway miles as well, so I always fill up when I get to about 1/4 of a tank. So from a full down to a quarter, so 3/4 of a tank got me 400 mile. And that was 200 miles of a motorway journey and 200 miles of me pottering around town with the missus, shopping, stuff like that. So it was a pretty good mixture of miles, and like I say, I averaged 50 to the gallon, so that's pretty good. So let's get started on the car. As you can see, it is in this nice sort of light metallic blue. It's a really nice colour, especially when it's cleaned up nice and the sun's on it. Looks really good. With this spec, the exterior you get the alloy wheels, the body colour bumpers, the front fog lights, obviously the Takara badge on the boot, which I'm going to be removing, and I'm not sure whether I think you get the spoiler on all the models. I think you just get a better spoiler on like the Sport and the MPS and stuff. Exterior wise, I would like to do some MPS style upgrades, like the nicer looking bumpers, the side skirts and stuff like that. But other than that, it's quite a nice looking car, I think. Inside, it's a pretty good place to be. The noticeable thing that is a lot better than A, the GTR, is cup holders, and B, than the Vectra, is although the Vectra did have cup holders, the middle ones were like shallow, so they were only like sort of that deep. So if you had anything more than like a normal sized like stubby can, they would tend to sort of topple out. Whereas these are really deep, so you can get like a full sort of big size can, or like a fast food chain sort of drinking, and it's absolutely fine. And because they're a bit lower, they don't impede the gear stick either when you're driving, which is a really good thing. Steering wheel controls are mostly for the stereo, up and down track, control stations, volume, mode, mute, stuff like that. This has the 6 CD changer, and it has the auxiliary in, and then your normal radio functions. It can also play MP3 discs. We have full climate control, air conditioning, electric windows front and rear. It's only got the cloth seats in it, but this, although it's done 91,225 at the moment, it's one owner from new, so I am literally the first owner after the person that bought it. So it's in really good condition, non-smoker, no pets. There's not one single mark on the interior. At first I was thinking I'd like to upgrade to the half leather from the MPS, but the interior is in such good shape in this, it almost seems a shame to change it. It is the 5 seat, so you've got the 3 seat belts across the back. It's also got the, I can't remember what they're called now, but like the child adaptation seat belts. I think it's to make it easier to get like a car seat and stuff in. I don't know, you guys might know if you've got kids, but I remembered reading about it, but I don't really know what it is because I don't have kids. So, and the best feature for me, I think, or features, is because I'm just over 6'4", and my missus is around about 5'5". There's pretty much a foot difference between the two of us, and she can get just as comfortable in this car as I can, which is helped tremendously by the fact that you can adjust the steering wheel height, and you can adjust the driver's seat height, which is very important, especially for me with the headroom and stuff. It's ideal to have the adjustable front seat. It just makes life so much easier. And if I have the seat right back and adjusted fully to the floor, to be honest, I do actually have to adjust it up forward a little bit to make it comfortable, even at like just over 6'4". So there is plenty of room. Obviously, if I have it to my optimal driving position, the leg room behind me is compromised. But we have had 4 sort of average sized people in this car. If you're sort of round about like 5'10", 5'11", all 4 of you can fit in here quite comfortably. I've had someone that's like 5'10" sat behind me, and I've just had to scooch up a little bit, so it's like, you know, it's not as comfortable as I would like to be, but it's all right. You can drive in it. Do you know what I mean? So interior wise, it's got good space. Stereo is really good. The interiors, it's all right. It's a little bit hard plasticky feel, but I would say if you've got kids, it is brilliant to wipe down. I mean, I had to do a full valet this when I first got it, so sort of, you know, clay bar, paint restorer, polish, wax, and then I valeted all the inside as well. And there was quite a few sort of scuff marks and things on these hard panels, especially like feet getting in and out and stuff like that. And I thought, I was like, oh, you know, it's in a bit of a mess, like, but it all cleaned off. So if it's a obviously it's a 4-door car, so it's ideal for kids, especially, like, you know, they're going to get dirt and sticky stuff and things everywhere. All the interior wipes up and comes up really well, so it's quite durable. So it's sort of a negative and a positive. Yes, it's bad that it's a little bit plasticky, but then it's also really hard wearing. So and like I say, this is only the mid-range spec. You know, if you want to go for the Mac Daddy, you can go for the MPS, the 2.3 turbo, and you get all the toys and cruise control and leather seats and stuff. This is more of like your average pootle around town type of car. In terms of performance, it's a reasonably big-ish car, with it being the 5-seater 4-door, even though it's the hatch. It is only a 1.6 petrol, it has only got 103 brake. It's not going to wow you, I'm not going to lie. But it'll get up to 70 alright, and it'll sit there all day. It'll cruise fine. The main thing I notice is it's so nice and quiet inside. It's a really nice, pleasant place to be. Obviously, it seems like a library in here compared to me driving around in the GTR all the time. Although it's done 91,000 miles, it feels really good to drive. Everything feels tight, everything feels as it should. Obviously, you know, it's a bit spongy and rolly on the corners and whatever, but that's because it's not the sport version or anything like that. It's not supposed to be. It's just supposed to be comfortable, and it does it really well. It just floats along lovely. Lots of cubby holes. The auxiliary is in the centre console. Also, I like that Mazda have put a little cutout in like a little divot cutout in the top of the centre console, so that when you have your auxiliary cable sticking out to your phone, it doesn't get trapped in the centre console, which is quite good, because some cars put them in the glove box and things, and then you have to drive around with your glove box open, or you have to trap the cable in the glove box, and it's just stupid, absolutely stupid. It also has the adjustable seat belts, you know, for the height, which again is really good for the height difference between me and the other half. What else do we have? Oh, obviously it has electric mirrors, set electric windows all around, central lock-in. I do like the fact that when I had the Vectra, when you were unlocking it, if you unlocked it and then pressed and held the unlock button on your fob, it would buzz all 4 windows down, but it wouldn't do it on the way up. It wouldn't do it the opposite way around. No, I've said that wrong. What I used to like about the Vectra was when you were locking the car, you could press the lock button and then press and hold it, and if your windows were down, it would buzz them all the way up for you. But it would never do it the other way around. Like on a hot day, if you're walking to your car, it wouldn't buzz all your windows down for you. Whereas this does, which is quite cool. So you can just press the unlock button once, press and hold the unlock button, and it will buzz the windows all the way down. So you hold the button for as far as you want the windows to go down. So you can stop them at any point or let them go all the way to the bottom. Which, I know in the grand scheme of things, how often would you actually use it, but I just like doing it just because you can. Basically, just because I couldn't do it on the Vectra, and I think the Insignia, the next model up, you could do it on, which one of my mates kept making a purpose point of doing that to me every single time we were together, because he knew I couldn't do it with my Vectra. But you can do it on this, so that's a really cool thing. And I don't think it's very well, maybe it's well known and I just didn't know, but I don't think it's that wide a known fact that quite a lot of cars can do that. I think it's aged really well for a car that is, I mean, this is a 2008, so you're looking, it's 9 years old. For a car that's 9 years old, I don't think it looks that dated on the road. Maybe it's because the new Mazda 3 hasn't changed that much. It's only like subtle style differences. So it's not really made this look that old. So I think it holds up really well on the road. Oh, and apparently this, because it's a Takara, comes with the spare wheel. Space Saver spare wheel is standard. So I don't know whether that means that latter models don't come with a spare wheel. that would be silly if it didn't, because you have the spare wheel. Well, why would you not put a spare wheel in? But anyway, I think this is a good average everyday little car. I think, you know, if you're buying a car for the missus, or even just for yourself, and you just want something to pot around in, or maybe you've got a modified car or a classic car and you want a second car to poodle around in, this is an ideal little car for it, I think. I mean, some people have commented that it's not the most exciting car to drive. I don't think that they mean the Mazda 3 in general. I think they just mean like the lower specs. Like obviously if you've got the Sport or the MPS, then it's a completely different story, you know, because they're geared completely different. But I think like these lower models, they're not the most exciting car in the world to drive. But then if it's your second car and you do have a more sort of sporty car that you use occasionally, I think it works well because it makes you appreciate it. So they're completely polar opposites, so I think it works well in that respect. And also it's ideal for city driving. I mean, everything is dead light on it. All the throttle pedal, brake, clutch, all nice and light. The gear sticks change is effortless. The steering is really easy, especially like parking. It's just, yeah, it's really easy to drive. I'd say sometimes people could say that easy to drive means boring to drive, but I don't know, if you just want something to get you from A to B, I think it's a cracker. And it's really quiet inside. The only slight bit of wind noise I've got now is because I put the wind deflectors on. So obviously the standard aero of the car, you're now getting a little bit of noise off the edge of the wind deflectors, but it's better than the wind blowing in my face. And also this does suffer with the same problem as most modern cars now, because the roof is so much narrower than the body of the car. When it rains and you have the window down, rain runs off the roof and onto the door, and it's just annoying. So that's mainly what I use the wind deflectors for. I'm not really using them to deflect wind, more like to deflect the water that comes off the roof. Service cost wise, it seems alright. Obviously I haven't had to fit anything on it yet, I haven't had to do a service on it yet. I will be doing a service on it in the next 2 weeks, like an oil change and stuff, just because it's had a service at the same time every year since it's needed an MOT, and the MOT's due, so I'm going to service it the day before the MOT just to keep it all nice and in line and in check. I have priced up the parts, and they're pretty much the same as the Vectra. There's not much in it, to be honest, not much in it at all. And considering the Vectra was the Elite, so it's supposed to be like the sort of more luxury comfort version of the car, I would actually say that this is quieter inside, road noise wise and sort of general driving. I think this is quieter inside than the Vectra, because I was a bit worried going from the top spec, like Elite sort of luxury style comfort car, to only like a mid-spec smaller car. I thought I was really going to notice the difference. And to be honest, the only thing I'm missing is the automatic box, because I'm lazy. And this is the manual. I also like the fact that there's a little like LED strip that runs either side of the volume button, and when you turn the volume up, it like does a little Knight Rider LED one way, and then when you do it down, it does it the other way, which I know is absolutely pointless, but I like it. In terms of miles to the gallon, compared to, now the Vectra was a 1.9 turbo diesel. Now because it was automatic, 6-speed auto, it was a little bit thirstier in the town, like city driving, but it was awesome on the motorways. So obviously I've done a 50-50 on this, and basically it works out that this is slightly worse on the motorway, but slightly better in the city. Because it's not automatic, obviously you can pick your gear a bit more. On the motorway, this isn't far off the Vectra, but I have to go about sort of 15 mile an hour slower, because obviously this is the 1.6 petrol, so the revs are a lot higher if I try and stick at the same speed as what I was doing in the Vectra. So it swings and roundabouts really. So if you guys have got any questions, anything you want to know about the car that I haven't covered, I'm sure I've missed stuff. I did try to look at what specs it's got, and I know I'll have missed stuff. I missed stuff on the Vectra when I did the Vectra one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've missed. And I'll probably miss something. So if you guys have got any questions you want to ask me, or maybe you have a Mazda 3 and there's like some service type thing that you want to do to it but you're not sure if you can or how to do it, then you can shoot me a comment, and if it's something that needs doing to mine, or it's not that big a job, then I can do a video on it, show you guys how to do it, help you guys out. These are going for, by the way, price wise, so this is 90,000 mile. It's an 08, one owner from new, full service history. This would be going for anywhere between 1,800 and 2,500, depending on, some might have a little bit less mileage, some may or may not have service history, and obviously the condition as well. And this is in a pretty good condition, to be honest. So I reckon you could probably get this for around about the £2,000 mark. And for £2,000, this is a little gem. I mean, it drives, feels like new, the interior is cleaned up. Like, I would, sitting here now driving this, I would say this is only sort of 3 or 4 years old. I wouldn't say it was 9 years old at all. Like I say, if you've got any questions, or if there's anything I've missed, or if there's any specifications that I've missed, or any like options that it's got that I've missed, feel free to put in the comments, because I'm sure other people that are watching the video will find it useful. Any extra information that I've missed that you guys want to help out, you know, I'm not going to take it as criticism. It's just to add to the video, so that people that watch it get the full picture. Do you know what I mean? Also, if any of you guys have had common problems with the Mazda 3, maybe you've owned one for years, and you've had an issue, and then when you've looked on the forums it's turned out to be a common issue, please leave that in the comments as well, because not only will that be helpful to all the viewers of this video, but it'll also be helpful to me, because this is a new car to me, so I'll know what to look out for, and maybe there's some kind of preventative maintenance that I could do to stop it from happening, etc. So yeah, so if you guys want to chip in and help out, you're just literally going to make the video better. So don't forget, if you like the video, please hit that like button, it's much appreciated. And if you like this reviews, or you want to see more videos on this car, or any ideas what you want me to do service video wise or anything like that with it, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, and yeah, give me a little nod of what you like, and we can make it happen. Right, so I have arrived at my temporary destination, so this seems like a good place to end the video. So thanks a lot, guys. I really love all the support that you guys give me, and I know there's a lot of loyal people out there that watch all the videos that I post up, even though some of them are not that great. I am trying to do more content, trying to be a bit more versatile. I want to try and do some service videos, and some fixes and modification videos to this. I'm still going to continue with the GTR as well. I want to try and do some more reviews. It's just a case of, with my timetable, working shifts and nights and stuff, and trying to organise with other people at the same time, it's making it a bit more difficult, but I am trying to get there slowly. I'm trying to go to more car shows and stuff as well. My previous video was a sort of right or nice video. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that. To be honest, it felt a bit uncomfortable and a bit forced, so I don't know how it's going to come across. I don't know how it's going to be received by you guys. If you'd like to see more of that video, more of that style of video, then, you know, comment on that video, smash the like button, it'd be appreciated. If you don't think it's my style, if you don't think it suits me, then just leave a comment below, and I will never do one again. Alright guys, so I'm going to leave it here now, because I'm just rambling on. So I appreciate all the support you guys give me, and take it easy. I will see you next time. Much love, people.